Hi friends and welcome back to the mat. I am so excited about today's fun crafty project. Before we get into that, my friends, welcome back. And guys, do you see that we are inching towards 5,000 subscribers? You know, I have to thank each and every one of you so much. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to everybody that's been along this journey from the beginning with me. This is just amazing as we continue to grow and build this amazing community of talented crafters and beaders. My friends, I appreciate you. You are in awesome company, and this is all because of you. So thank you guys so much for your continued support. Guys, how about we make a fun craft project out of timeless devotion? I say yes. That's what we're doing. Guys, what a fun bag this is. I am having so much fun. I just want to design 500 things. This palette is insane. Here's what we're going to do, friends. Let's do a bookmark, shall we? We're going to do a fun bookmark because, you know what? There's nothing better in the fall or the winter than cuddling up with a cozy book. And I love making bookmarks. But, friends, we're going to do a fun spin. Now, there's lots and lots of ways we can put that together, friends. We can use bead stringing wire. We can use pretty much any kind of cording. We can do chain. We're going to do some leather today. And I don't know that I've done something like this in a very long time. So I hope you guys will enjoy this fun, quick tutorial for Project 3. Project 3 for Timeless Devotion. We're just going to use just a couple beads, friends. And we're going to use this Tibetan hammered circle link connectors that you got in the bag. Of course, if you didn't get Timeless Devotion, let me get you zoomed in here. You can use really any materials, right? Any kind of a link you have, anything will work. Any beads will work that will fit through your cording. I am going to use this beautiful leather. This is some genuine Indian leather. It is in a gorgeous natural color, and it is 1 millimeter. And so this is just going to work beautifully. So that's what we're working with, friends. So let's get going. Let me tell you what I'm going to do here. We can make this any length, right, to any size book. I'm actually going to make this for my magazines. I've been reading, by the way, guys, lately, a whole lot of magazines with regards to like inflammation and healthier diets and this, that, the third. That is what I've been, like those thicker, like almost like the digest type magazines, the big ones. That's what I'm in right now. So I want a bookmark for that. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to grab my ruler and about 15 inches. Okay? Again, make this any length you want. So I've got that cut. Let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to grab some round nose. And I'm going to grab a pair of flush cutters here. And we're going to use some 18 gauge. You can use any gauge wire you want. And here's what I am going to do. I'm going to make my bottom component first on the 18 gauge wire. So I'm going to pull this little piece off the spool here, friends. Let's go ahead and make sure we work hard, Matt, straighten it out. And we'll go ahead and cut that off. So I think we're just going to go about right there. Let's go about right there. Looks good to me. Get that out of the way. Okay, my friends. So we're going to come in with our chain nose. And we are going to do a bend. And then we're going to come in with our round nose here. And we're going to do a wire wrap loop. So we're going to come up and over with the wire. Pivot the tool. Push our wire to the back. Straighten everything out. And then we will go ahead and wrap that up. I'm going to end up sliding this on a knot we're about to make right at the end. So it'll hang out, it'll dangle out the bottom, this little component we're making right now. And I'll trim that off. And let's tuck that in. Alrighty, and then I am going to feed on one of my rondelles here. That is a zebra jasper. Beautiful. You can do anything you want, really. And then I am going to put, no, I just actually changed my mind. I'm actually going to put on one of these gorgeous 8mm rondelles, and then I'm going to put on a 6mm lava rock. That is gorgeous. And then what I'm going to do here is I am going to take my wire, I'm going to pull it up, and then we're going to wrap it around that loop. So we're going to be careful to not crack our beads. Maybe I'm going to reverse that. I think I'm going to reverse the order of those beads. Let's do that, because I'm afraid that lava rock is so delicate. Let's reverse it, okay? So this is what I've got, right? So now I'm just going to hold this rondelle, and again, this is 18 gauge. I'm just gonna pull this wire up, and I'm going to wrap it between kind of like that center bead there. Bring it back up, be really careful around my lava rock, come to the top, and then I'm just gonna twist that wire around that wire wrap loop there. And we just need to put that around one good time, and then we'll go ahead and flush cut that. And we'll tuck that in. Be really careful with my lava rock here. And there we go. We are done with those tools. And this is what I have for my little component. Fun little component to hang off the bottom. Now what I'm going to do on the top here, friends, is there's lots of fun things that we can do. We can do a lark's head. We can do some square knots. We can do an overhand. There's just a million and one knots, right? I'm just going to do a regular overhand knot here. Okay, and go ahead and pull that. And then I might do one more. Let's get one more knot in here. And you know, it's just a bookmark. It's not really going to get flung around. So that should stay. And now I've just gone ahead and flush cut that. Cut that a little better there. And so just a simple knot up at the top, right there. That shall suffice. And now what I'm going to do, friends, is going to kind of go down about a ruler length. About 3/4 down my ruler, actually, from the top of the leather. And, well, maybe about there, about 7 inches. And I'm going to do an overhand knot. And just put that in place. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a bookmark. It's fine. I am going to feed on 2 of my metallic beads here. It's a 4mm and a 6mm. And then I am going to do another overhand knot. Push that knot into place, right below that bead. And I'm going to repeat that pattern. Two more times here. And have so much fun with something like this, guys. Just have fun with it. There's really no right and wrong, but this is what I got going on. So that's all I'm doing there. Just a couple of simple overhand knots there. And I could have placed those at any section of my leather here. It does not matter. The only thing I did intentionally do here was pick some smaller beads, right? So they'll lay a little flatter, but this is going in a magazine, so there we go. That's what I've got. And let me zoom you out just a smidge here, guys. And I can get rid of my ruler. Here, I'm just literally gonna grab the end of my leather, put it through my loop, and then I'm just gonna really eyeball it. Pretty much the length of my beading mat is right around the same size, relatively speaking, of my magazine. So I'm gonna make sure that it's about like that, where I'm going to pinch right here where I just put my component on, and I will do a couple of overhand knots. And then we'll pull that tight. Let me get that back in place. Let's see if that's too long. Yes, that's too long. Let me pull that up a little bit. Just that. And that's better. Okay, about right there. So there's my first knot, and then I'll do a couple of more overhand knots right here. And just let them each kind of lay on top of the previous. And pull that nice and tight. Again, don't pull too hard if you're using some thinner leather. You can use your pliers, don't pull too hard. And we'll go ahead and I will flush cut that tail off. And voila. So cute. Just the cutest little bookmark. I love this. It's gonna go right in my magazine. And again, you could make this any length, friends. Could do knots on the whole entire thing if you wanted. It truly does not matter. It's a bookmark, but something fun, a fun craft, right? We can make crafts, we can make jewelry, make all kind of things out of our sparkle bags.